Hi guys, welcome to Piston.my. I'm not in Thailand, I'm not in my ancestral homeland of Punjab, I'm not in Kedah, I'm in beautiful Sekinchan. And in this video, I want to tell you about this car right here, the Isuzu D-Max X-Terrain. So throughout this video, I accidentally misspelled it as X-Terrain. It's actually known as X-Terrain. Well, hang with us and we'll tell you exactly why this car is so fantastic and that it has basically blown the competition out of the water. It's a beautiful Monday morning and it's about to get a whole lot better because we are here today with the all-new Isuzu D-Max. We're going to take this new pickup truck for a drive around Selangor, about 200 kilometers or so, and we'll give you an in-depth first impression of how this new pickup truck feels like. And you know, Isuzu is really serious about totally rebranding itself, making its truck appeal to a younger audience. Now you can tell that just by the colors alone. Look at this. This is something so unconventional, so un-Isuzu-like, and it's about to get a lot more interesting. And look at the wheels. You can tell that they're really serious about appealing to a younger generation, a younger audience. I hear the interior is supposed to be really good as well. So gonna take this pickup truck for a drive. We're about to step in for a press brief before we go out, so hang with us. We'll give you a more in-depth review, or rather first impression, of the all-new Isuzu D-Max. First impression, Ford, Toyota, Mitsubishi, you have something to worry about, because this Isuzu is pretty darn impressive. That screen is massive. I think that's the biggest screen in its class. It does have this vertical dashboard, which I really like. It reminds me a bit of the Hilux, but of course completely different design. Overall, it's got a touch of premiumness to it, which is very unlike Isuzu. Isuzu has always been a utilitarian brand, right? Like if you want something hardcore, you want a pickup truck that delivers, doesn't break down, whatever, everything to do with your work, Isuzu is the truck you want. So basically, a very, very intimate relationship with Isuzu, because it takes me back to my childhood. It takes me back to the days when I first learned how to drive, and that was in a hardcore Invader. And I still drive a pickup truck today. I drive the new Ranger Wildtrak, and I've had bittersweet experiences with that. I'll tell you more about that as the day progresses. But first things first, the new Isuzu D-Max X-Terrain.
Where would you like to go?
Apple CarPlay. Perfect, simple, just plug and play, easy, no drama. And the truck looks really good as well. So first impressions, fantastic. We're going to be driving this truck to Sekinchan, you know, off-road, on-road, everything. And we'll get back to you with our first impression. First impressions are really good, you know. It's very unlike an Isuzu of before. Of course, it's still very capable. You put your foot down and you... I hope you hear that. Still, you get that roughness of the engine. You get the typical pickup truck kind of vibe, you know. So in terms of interior comfort, sound insulation from the outside, of course it's not as noisy as it used to be, but it's still perhaps not as quiet as a Ford Ranger, because that Ford Ranger still has one piece of technology that I believe no other pickup truck manufacturer has adopted, and that is something called anti-noise cancellation. Anti-noise cancellation is a technology that emits a lower frequency through strategically mounted mics around the cabin that cancels out ambient sounds. It's the same technology that is used by pilots in their Bose headphones. And the sound that you just heard just now, that's because I'm getting out of the lane without actually indicating, which is also a safety feature and part of the ADAS safety suite in the new Isuzu D-Max. So other than that though, I really want to point out how comfortable these seats are. Okay, this is not a comparison, so let's just talk about these seats. These seats have a technology called anti-vibration technology. So basically you don't feel the vibrations from the chassis, and this is not transferred back into your body, so you don't feel anything actually. It's a very nice, comfortable seat, and I imagine that it'd be very comfortable to drive this long distance actually. Sitting position is excellent, and the steering wheel also comes with tilt and telescopic adjustment, which if I'm not mistaken makes Mitsubishi, let me do this, which if I'm not mistaken makes Mitsubishi the only manufacturer to adopt such adjustability into the pickup truck, which is fantastic. And then there's the comfort. Okay, of course, independent suspension at the front, leaf spring suspension at the back. However, previously the D-Max used to use 4 leaf springs. Now it uses 3 leaf springs with gas struts, which means that the back is softer, it's more plush. And yet at the same time, if you're thinking that this will affect the towing capacity, or rather the carrying capacity, load carrying capacity of the D-Max, I would like to assure you that Isuzu has actually thought about that. So the chassis of the D-Max X-Terrain, or rather the chassis of the entire new range of Isuzu D-Max, is actually bigger. In fact, it's the biggest chassis in the 1-ton pickup truck category. And not only that, so there's a chassis is like this, right? So there's something called a cross member. So now the Isuzu D-Max actually has 8 cross members, which is fantastic because it increases rigidity, and it also increases carrying capacity as well as towing. But further to that, there's another part of the chassis called the longitudinal members. So same amount of longitudinal members, except that they are 26% more rigid now. 26% more rigid. That means the car, even though it doesn't have as many leaf springs at the back, but the car itself, the truck itself, is a lot more stronger, and yet it's a lot more comfortable ride because of the seats, because the interior. You know, it's a fantastic combination of those that require utilitarian truck. That's a mouthful. A utilitarian truck, as well as something more, you know, to take your girlfriend out and such. On the highway, okay, the 3-liter engine produces about 190 PS, 450 Newton meters of torque. It has a 76-liter diesel tank. So you roughly get a range of about, God, this is annoying. You roughly get a range of, let me check for you. 702 km. Is this for real?
Yeah.
702 km.
Go to Penang and come back.
That's why. Wait, I need to check on this. I just need to check on it. Really lah? Wait. I need to check on that. 702 km. Wow, that's very impressive. So, anyway, as I was saying, power-wise, of course, you know, put your foot down. And it's not the most exciting pickup truck to drive, right? Trucks like the Hilux, trucks like the Ford Ranger, they offer a lot more power. And but besides that though, I think it's just enough. You know, you can cruise along in some very illegal speeds. There is cruise control. There's radar-based cruise control that does all the, you know, accelerating and braking for you. And fantastically, it also works in traffic. So it speeds at very low speeds. And if the truck is not stationary for more than 2 seconds, it can even pick up speed again. I mean, that's from a stationary point, yeah, which is fantastic. It's something like the Honda Sensing Suite. but in a pickup truck, that's almost unheard of. So I'm very impressed. First impressions, first 20 minutes of driving this truck, and it's been great. So we are heading towards Sekinchan. I think we still have about 60 kilometers left to go, and about an hour's worth of driving at our current speed, legal speeds of course, and we'll get back to you with more. So we are here in Sekinchan, and we've driven the all-new Isuzu D-Max X-Terrain on the highway, on the B roads, a bit of light off-roading over here. We are right next to the ocean right here. As you can see, if we go any further, we probably get stuck because we are on road tires over here. So I promise you that when we get our hands on it for a proper in-depth review, that we'll properly use and abuse it. But for what it is and where we drove it today, as a first impression, the new Isuzu D-Max X-Terrain has really been impressive. So in this video, I want to show you what's exactly new, what's great, and what you're going to be missing out on. So yep, I'm going to take you for a walk around video now. Let's start with the engine. So at the heart of the new X-Terrain is this, the 3-litre turbocharged engine that's mated to a 6-speed gearbox. It doesn't try to be too fancy. There's not much electronics in here, which means reliability. There are some pickup trucks in the same category that try to overdo the entire technological thing, and reliability takes a hit, but not here. This is a very conventional powertrain. Even the steering rack is still hydraulic based, and it's not really speed sensitive. We found that throughout the drive, whether it was on the highway or the B roads, the weight of the steering wheel was consistent, which means that yes, there's not much electronics that can go wrong. You could probably drive this thing to the end of the world, but that also means that comfort takes a hit, especially because speed sensitive steerings are all the rage these days. Toyota managed to do it, speed sensitive steering with regular hydraulic setting, but in this though, it's very conventional, it's very straight to the point. It doesn't try to be something that is not. And just now we told you that the fuel range was over 700 kilometers. That was not the fuel range, that was actually the trip meter. And so as you can tell, it's actually a brand new car, right? It's just done 700 kilometers. Right now we are here in Sekinchan, and we did about 762 kilometers. And it's been great. In terms of fuel consumption, well, I guess we'll answer that question once we get this truck for in-depth review. But from here though, there's another, since we are at the front here, I also want to tell you about the advanced safety systems that this truck has. But there's so many safety systems, a bit of a mouthful, safety systems, that is impossible to remember them all. Obviously I didn't do very well in exams, but look at this, okay? There is 2 pages worth of safety systems here. So I'm going to tell you most of it. There's forward collision warning, which warns you in case you don't brake in time and there's something heading towards you. There's autonomous emergency braking, which detects a potential collision and brakes automatically. There's turn assist that helps monitor opposing traffic when turning and brakes automatically to avoid accidents. Very advanced. Pedal misapplication mitigation. There's adaptive cruise control, which is really great, especially when you're on the highway on the long distance drive. There's lane departure warning, that's the beeping sounds that you heard earlier. There's automatic high beam, blind spot monitor, which is especially handy in urban conditions. There's rear cross traffic alert, which is, I think this is probably the only pickup truck that has that, the rear cross traffic alert, which what it does is that when you're reversing out of a spot, so it detects whether there's oncoming traffic and it'll brake automatically, or it'll warn you before that there's oncoming traffic. Always very handy. There's a manual speed limiter, there's multi-collision brake, 7 airbags, anti-lock brake system, ABS, electronic brake force distribution, brake assist, electronic stability control, traction control, hill start assist, hill descent control, emergency stop signal, oh my god, front and rear parking sensor, reverse camera. Imagine all that in a pickup truck. This is probably one of the most advanced pickup trucks. The powertrain, as I said earlier, is quite simple, quite straight to the point, but when it comes to safety systems, Isuzu has just loaded this truck with everything that they had and told you guys, you want a safe truck? Have it all. So basically that's what Isuzu has done with this truck, which is fantastic, right? So from here, let's go to the back and I'll show you what else is new with this Isuzu D-Max X-Terrain. Right, so the back is the tailgate is assisted. So as you can see, it doesn't slam down, and it has these gas struts in place. So it makes life a lot more easier, and it's not very heavy to carry as well. But it has one feature that I haven't seen in any other pickup truck, and it's this tray over here. I reckon this tray will make life a lot easier. I use my own personal pickup truck to carry a lot of stuff, even my motorcycles, and I reckon that this would make my life a lot easier. I also need to point out that it has mounting points for straps to strap down stuff so that they don't roll around, which is always great, right? So this is a handy feature to have. So I'm going to put this in place, then we're going to go inside, and I'm going to tell you why I love the seats and some of the onboard features. So the seats, or rather the entire interior, is a huge departure from those that are quite customized to Isuzu's. Look at the seats, look at how amazing they are. They look great also, but they come with this technology, like I said earlier, they come with this technology called anti-vibration. So I don't know what they did to the cushions, but you really don't feel all the vibrations that come up through the chassis, come up through the gearbox, and makes it very comfortable. Everything is the entire interior is a very comfortable place to be in. Even the back seats, right, are slightly reclined, and from the hip point they're brought forward, so it's a lot more comfortable to sit in. So not only that, keep in mind that this is a lifestyle truck, right? This is the flagship cross-terrain, so it comes with multiple USB points, multiple power sockets, even this fancy buttons, automatic dual zone air conditioning. It comes with a massive screen in the center here, which comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Also one of the easiest systems that I've ever experienced, and it also comes with wireless Apple CarPlay connectivity. I'm just going to test that out real quick. So yes, Apple CarPlay connected wirelessly. I love this system, right? I totally believe that entertainment systems should be at the core of the interior of a pickup truck or a car, right? And this having wireless Apple CarPlay connectivity is fantastic. I've seen this system in Volkswagens, I've seen the systems in Audis, and now Isuzu has it. And if I'm not mistaken, Isuzu is the first pickup truck maker to have wireless Apple CarPlay connectivity, which is always very handy, because you know, even if you're a tauke, right, and you want to answer your calls from your clients, from your suppliers, you can do this on the go, and you don't even have to worry about carrying your cables around. Of course, you need to carry your cables around to charge your phone and such, but sometimes you forget, and you don't have to worry because your Apple CarPlay connects wirelessly. I'm not quite sure whether the system supports Android Auto as well, but I don't see why not. Anyway, as you can see, it's a fantastic place to be in. It's a really big place, very comfortable. It has all the features. It is a bit noisy in here, but it is a pickup truck after all, and I really can't fault it. So yeah, it's a nice place. The back seats too are surprisingly comfortable. What Isuzu has done is that they have further reclined the backrest. At the hip point of the seat, they have brought it slightly forward. So as you can see, the end result is something that is quite spacious at the back, which is always very welcome, especially if you're, buying a pickup truck, you're trying to balance between family needs and workload, right? And it also comes with a USB point at the back, which we are using to charge our GoPro, and it's surprisingly powerful because our GoPro is done charging. It also comes with air conditioning vents at the back here, which is great. And then it comes with this clip over here, which I think our boss Chips Yap always will love, so he can hang his teh tarik over here. So yeah, the back seats too, a surprisingly great place to be. Overall, the Isuzu D-Max X-Terrain has proven to be very impressive on-road, light off-roading, and even the features. It's also a very handsome looking pickup truck, right? It's unlike any other that we've seen from Isuzu. Isuzu has really come a long way with this pickup truck. Of course, this is the flagship variant. There are a lot of other variants as well, also with smaller engines. Keep in mind that this is a 3-litre turbocharged engine, so you're roughly looking at about road tax price of about 1,600 to 1,700 ringgit. So doesn't matter. It's proven. We know that with the Isuzu, it's going to be a reliable powertrain. So what you save, what you spend on a road tax, you save on the long run in terms of maintenance costs. Talking about long run maintenance costs, this Isuzu D-Max X-Terrain comes with a 7-year unlimited mileage warranty. 7 years! A Ford Ranger comes with 3 years. If I'm not mistaken, the Toyota also comes with 3 to 5 years. I can't remember. That's for the Hilux. Isuzu just went all the way and is offering 7 years warranty. The Isuzu D-Max X-Terrain is now in the market for a little over 141,000 ringgit, just a couple bucks more, and you get a 7-year warranty, and you get all that features, comfortable interior. If I'm going to be driving to London tomorrow, I think this is the pickup truck that I would like to do it with. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll bring you more news, more in-depth review of the D-Max X-Terrain as soon as we get our hands on it. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Hey guys, so as a conclusion, I was talking earlier about fuel consumption and not being able to tell you that simply because we hadn't driven far enough. But now we've driven from Kelana Jaya to Sekinchan and back, and we are Jalan Duta Toll right now. Amirul is going to drop me off at a press conference, and I can gladly report to you that the onboard computer is saying that we have consumed 9.1 litres of petrol, of diesel, for every 100 km. And we are journalists who are testing the car, so faham lah about what type of driving we've been doing, right? So 9.1 litres of diesel, and the digital meter over here, which consists of about what looks like 15 bars, has just dropped by 2 bars out of 15 on a 76 litre diesel tank. It's not bad at all, I think. And keep in mind that this is a brand new engine. Right now it has done 854 km. So in totality, we have probably done close to 200 kilometers by the time we are done with this drive today. So that's very impressive. And this is also a brand new engine. So as it goes through its life cycle, as it loosens up a bit, expect that the fuel consumption will get better. Anyway, if we have your attention up until this point, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that we can bring you more such videos. Thank you for watching. This is Piston.my, and look out for a full review of the Isuzu D-Max X-Terrain when we get it next. Thank you.